Back one and all to the horror returns. I am Philip, not Lance, as you may have noticed. But with me as always is Brian. And it looks like that's it tonight, man. Dos amigos.
Yes, everybody's too busy today.
Yeah. How's it going, man? What you doing over there?
Oh, trying to stay warm.
Yeah,
It's been snowing, so
I bet Alaska. That's
yeah,
the cold place.
yeah. But usually it's been warmer. Usually when it snows, it gets a little warmer, so it's a kind of plus and a minus. You
Yeah,
know, warms up, but then again, there's just more snow on the ground. So
I'll take it. I keep promising to take my kids someplace where it snows. That'd be a good place to go.
yeah.
Hell of a drive.
What's been going
But
on with you?
not a whole lot, man. That'll bring me to my cool of the week, I guess, because I've been watching some found footage movies on Shutter or
Oh,
Amazon
nice.
or whichever. I don't know. It all sort of blends together. The movie about the Dyatlov Pass, the Devil's Pass, I think is what it's called. You seen
Oh,
that one?
about the people that get lost and then
Yes.
yeah.
Not not a movie I hadn't seen before, but I love that freaking movie. I don't know why it's so dumb, but I think it's a really well done found footage movie, and it sort of does a whole bring it back around at the end kind of a thing
Mhm.
that a lot of movies sort of forget about.
Based off true events, right?
Yes. Well,
Yes.
maybe.
True. True-ish.
Yeah.
I'm
To
sure
the
they
best to
embellished
the
a little
best that we can
bit.
call true. Yeah. And then I watched a bad one. I can't even remember the name of it. It was the something incident. It was like I assume a Canadian movie or something, possibly French.
This
I think they were speaking English, but like it seemed Canadian.
this sounds very familiar.
Yeah, so they're like off in a like a log cabin in the woods somewhere, and they see this meteor, and weird things start happening.
Is this one very short?
Not that short, not short enough. It's pretty fucking bad. You
Well,
know what? I'm gonna go ahead and spoil the ending. There's an alien,
oh, I've seen
which
this. It's very
yeah,
camcorder-ish. Yeah,
yes,
okay, I know
very
what
much.
you're talking
It's
about.
the production value is not there even for found footage, and yeah, it was a little rough. And you would think, oh, there's aliens at the end. This is a movie that's right up my alley. No, man, it sucked a lot.
Yeah, I remember this one too. I was like, this movie was made legit with a 80s camcorder.
Yeah, this is like a movie that we could have made.
Yes.
And probably would have made.
Just get everybody together and have everybody freak out inside the house and then run outside and freak out and then run back inside and
Hey, who knows how to use a computer? You can do the alien graphics. um, and I yeah, well, let's see what else. I watched something else. I'll think about it in a minute, but I'll let you jump on cool of the week for now.
I don't have much. Another busy week, but I did catch the first two episodes of Willow. Brought Willow back as a
Oh
Disney Plus
yeah.
series.
What is
Uh,
that
of
on?
Disney Plus.
Okay. How is it?
I really enjoyed it. Of course, I had to watch the movie, rewatch the movie
Yeah.
before because as a kid, I loved the Willow movie.
Val Kilmer, man.
Yeah, Mad
Yeah.
Mardigan. Of course, when I posted, I was watching it. Lance commented with Jesus. So
That movie's fucking fantastic. Are you
yeah.
serious?
The first episode, it took a while to kind of get to because you want to see Willow, so
Mhm.
it kind of took a while to get there because you had to introduce a whole bunch of new characters. This is years after the movie, and the baby Elora Danon's like grown, but they had to like conceal her identity even to herself, like
That makes sense.
because I guess after the events of the first one, Willow had a premonition that's not what she was meant for. She was meant for to stop a bigger evil.
Mm.
So that's why they had to conceal her identity, even from herself, so nobody would find her. And it's very nostalgic for me, especially when that theme music kicked on, and then Willow showed up, and no Val Kilmer, but they do reference Mad Mardigan a lot. So I think they said the door is open for him to be on the show, but I think because of his current like medical condition, he wasn't able to be on it. I kind of don't want
Yeah.
to see him because it was
Well,
super
they don't
sad.
have the voice things in the Willow world.
Yeah, it was super. Yeah, it was super sad seeing him in Top Gun when he came
Yeah.
back, and on top spoiler, they killed him off too, and I was like, oh, it's kind of close to home right there.
Yeah, I know.
But I think I was gonna start the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, but my wife said I had to wait, so I'll probably talk about that one next week.
Hmm.
I heard a
Good
lot of
call.
people really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
They said that along with the Werewolf by Night, the little feature presentation, not a series, but not a whole movie thing they're doing. I
Yeah, I've
guess
heard good
really,
things about that.
yeah, really successful. So
Yeah, I hate to admit, man, I think that Marvel stuff has gotten so oversaturated, like things keep popping up and I'm like, yeah, whatever.
yeah, yeah, I kind of get you. I'm still a big fan of it, but I notice I still haven't finished She-Hulk. Still haven't finished Moon Knight. It just kind of seems like I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah,
Before it was like I had to watch week by week, and when the movies came out, I had to watch them opening day. And
I can't imagine either one of those things is a necessity.
uh, I did like as I think I'm 2 episodes finishing She-Hulk. I did like what they did with the show. They kind of made it like a court comedy drama. It was kind of different, but Moon Knight, I was just like I was very disappointed. I was like, didn't like what the character was going, and I was just kind of like, how does he fit into the overall or
Yeah,
us at all?
I thought the pilot was cool, that
Yeah,
first one,
yeah,
and
they
then
get you
they
with the
sort of fell
pilot,
off.
and then it got super boring to the point where I was just like, I'll finish it when I finish it. I think that's probably my least favorite of the Marvel Disney Plus series.
Well, and then it gets so off into Weird World that it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Did I watch anything else?
Oh, I figured out the other one that I watched.
Okay, go ahead.
It was Ford versus Ferrari. My brother-in-law came over and turned it on,
Oh,
and it's the first time I had seen it.
yeah, I have not seen that either.
In my head, I knew that Christian Bale was in it and Matt Damon, right?
Hmm.
And in my head, it was like Sacha Baron Cohen from Talladega Nights. I thought he was going to be like the Ferrari driver. You are going to lose, Mr. Ford. That kind of guy.
Yeah,
And that's not who he was at all. He was the driver for Ford. And Matt Damon played Shelby, the guy that
yeah.
designed the Shelby Mustang. Did not know that. Dude, great fucking movie. Like, I was super impressed. It was like, all right, here's back when we were fighting for like American excellence. And they were pushing the limit and busting their ass, and I loved it. Fighting people the whole way. So good movie, man. I was very impressed by it.
Nice. I still got to check that out. I think I was just waiting for someone to talk about it, and I don't think anybody was really talking about it.
Yeah, I know. Like I didn't really know anything about it, but yeah, super super impressed. It's cool.
Uh, I think the only other thing I did start Wednesday, the Adams
Oh, my
Family.
wife was watching that. Yeah.
Um, it's fine.
Yeah.
Uh, I haven't really been big on anything Tim Burton has done lately, but I
Oh, is it a
think,
Tim Burton one?
yeah,
Okay.
but I think Jenna Ortega as Wednesday. I think she knocks it out the park. I,
Yeah, she kind
I,
of nails that role.
yeah, I think she might be one of my favorite new actresses because I pretty much liked her in everything.
I sort
X,
of hated her in X, but not because of her performance.
her character.
Yes.
Yeah, that was that was a turn for that character.
No shit. It's like, damn, what a whore.
She even had the nickname of Mouse because she
Yeah.
was so quiet
How
and
old is she?
she, I believe, I want to say is early to mid 20s.
Okay. I
So
feel like she's been around for a minute for being so young still.
yeah, it's weird seeing her do that scene in X and
Yes.
then her play Wednesday.
Yes. Because, like, she's a high school character on Wednesday, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, she pulls off the high school character, but, like,
even
she was just in a literal porno movie.
yeah, even in Scream, the last Scream movie, she's playing a high school kid. So
Oh, yeah. Okay.
it's a little weird. I did feel weird after X. I did have to look it up, and she is over 21. So
At least of age, so you don't have to feel quite so gross.
yeah, because everything I've seen her in, I think she's played. She had a bit part in that Foo Fighters horror movie, Studio 666.
Oh, I still haven't watched that one.
That Check that one out. It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Jenna
But
Ortega. Man,
yeah,
killing it.
I think I'll stick with it. I don't know if I'm gonna. I think I watch it a couple episodes here and there, but I don't think it's something I need to binge right away. But I heard it's pretty good. People are liking it. I guess it beat broke records for Netflix, beat Stranger Things 4 as far as
Oh, wow.
views. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Huh. Like I wish that I had more interest in it. I kind of don't. I've seen like pieces of episodes here and there while my wife is watching it, but it's not something that really jumped out at me.
yeah. It's like in the. I think the thing I'm kind of a little lost on, not lost, but just it's mostly, of course, by the name. It's focused on her.
Yeah.
I kind of would have wanted a Adams Family series.
Is the rest of the Adams family in it at all?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, okay.
I think what's her name's Morticia, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and
I like that.
yeah, I can't remember the actor that plays Gomez. If you see him, you'll be like, oh, I've seen this guy in hundreds of
Isn't
things.
it that dude in Waiting that shows his balls?
Yes,
Yes.
the brain.
Yeah, the brain. I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
that guy.
that
Well,
makes sense. That guy's
isn't it
awesome.
like, I'm probably gonna say his name? Isn't it like Juan Guzman?
That sounds right.
Yeah,
Luis Guzman.
Louis. There you go.
There it is.
We figured it out. But yeah, the only other thing that I checked out, also trying to catch up on some MMA. Checked out the last UFC. Izzy, middleweight champ,
Mhm.
Adesanya lost his title, shockingly, but not shockingly. He fought a guy that he lost to like twice in kickboxing,
Who's got it
but
now?
uh, probably gonna butcher his name. I'm not even gonna go. I can't remember the guy's name. I just remember because Izzy's kind of ran through the division, just destroying everybody.
Yeah.
So they kind of set him up with a title match with the guy. I think he's only had 4 fights in the UFC. He's undefeated, but the whole
Really?
storyline was he's knocked out Izzy in kickboxing. He's beat him twice and he's knocked him out one time before. and
Well,
Izzy was kind of winning for. I think he got finished in the fifth round. He was winning the whole fight,
mhm.
and he was like threw in some wrestling there, showing everybody he can wrestle, and just got caught. And they had to
What
stop the
happened?
fight, which a lot of people were upset, saying because he's the champ, you should have let him, I guess get knocked out fully. But he was out on his feet, so
Oh, and they stopped it.
yeah.
Yeah.
My opinion, I mean, yeah, you could have let it go, but the way it looked, like one or two more punches and he would have been out cold.
The rubber legs.
Yeah, he was not defending. The head was down, and
I think yeah, at least have to wait for him to get pushed over.
yeah. But it'll just set up a rematch.
Yeah.
So, but
I hadn't been keeping up with that. I need to watch it again.
yeah, I've been kind of lacking on MMA, but usually I keep up with that. I watch the independent stuff too, and yeah, I think that's it. Me and Nez actually got a Wrestling Returns episode out, so that's out there.
Look out. Check out the
Yeah,
Wrestling Returns.
it's been a couple months. We promise there's Action Returns and Stream Fiends is coming too.
All
Just
right.
everybody's just been busy, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got for Cool of the Week.
All right. On to horror headlines.
All right, let's see. Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead have inked a 10-picture deal with V Channel, which I don't know what that is, and XYZ Films. They will
That sounds
produce
dirty.
10 low-budget genre movies,
That
which,
sounds extra dirty.
yeah, which them saying they'll produce, they do a lot of like sci-fi horror-ish movies, and they direct them. So it's kind of like the James Wan thing. I'm not too excited by hearing that they'll produce 10 movies. I would like
Okay.
to hear they signed a 10-picture deal to direct 10 movies. Which, speaking of them, I believe they did the pilot episode of Moon Knight.
Oh,
So,
and then they just what? Let them go?
I think they're supposed to be doing something else for Marvel. I think they did more than the pilot episode, but I think they're writing something else for Marvel.
Okay. Well, I there were parts of Moon Knight that were good, and it just towards the end it got weird.
Yeah. Uh, I forgot which guest we had on recently that talked about the Midnight Club, Mike Flanagan's series on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Season 2 is not happening because Mike Flanagan and his partner Trevor Macy have signed a multi-year series deal with Amazon. So he's leaving Netflix to go to Amazon, which Mike Flanagan's had the House on Haunted Hill,
Yeah.
Midnight Mass.
I thought that the Midnight Club was just an extension of that. Is that not right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No. I
Yeah, it
have
didn't really
not.
have the same feel.
Yeah, I have not started it, and I can't think of which guest we had. He spoke really highly of it,
It's
and
not bad. I watched a few episodes, but I haven't finished it. It
yeah.
wasn't one that really caught me.
So I mean, I know a lot of people liked it, and
Yeah.
probably are bummed that it's not getting a second season, especially Mike Flanagan's done so much with Netflix. But
But it's
yeah,
more like teenage drama stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was interested because I heard it broke a Guinness record for most jump scares in one episode or something.
It doesn't surprise me. Seems like a thing that it would do.
But yeah, Amazon has that money to throw. So let's see. Drew Goddard, the director of The Cabin in the Woods, sells his pilot episode of an animated Monster Hunter series titled The Trenches to FX.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about it.
I'm just surprised that stuff is still coming to FX because it just kind of seems like FX stuff is like Hulu stuff to me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
let's see here. I know a show that we got a lot of feedback on before, Los Spookies,
Those was-
HBO Hispanic Ghost series. I guess that's on HBO.
Yeah, but it's like in Spanish with subtitles, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know we got a lot of feedback of a lot of people liking it. Sorry, HBO cancels it after 2 seasons.
Ooh, shit.
Let's see.
I tried to watch an episode. I didn't get that far in it. Looked all right though.
Uh, Lionsgate has asked Kevin Smith to make a sequel to his 2011 horror thriller Red State.
Which one is Red State?
I don't really remember it.
I feel like I've seen it, but I couldn't tell you what it was.
I think everybody's seen it.
Yeah.
I do remember it was one of the better of his recent kind of, I guess, forays into horror. It's better than Yoga Hosers, I'll tell you that. Constantine 2 director Francis Lawrence, he's aiming for a hard R rating for the second Constantine movie.
Okay.
Uh, in early January, we'll be reviewing Megan. It's already getting a sequel.
Megan?
Yeah, the TikTok dancing killer doll.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Which it comes out in January. It's gonna make a shitload of money.
Yeah, that's
So
that's a movie the kids will watch.
another James Wan produced movie.
Of course.
And I think that's it.
Man, between him and Guillermo del Toro, they'll produce anything.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame.
I know.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm just seeing like random casting news for movies that aren't really that much to talk about. So that's it for news.
All right. Let's take a little trip down to the trailer park. We're gonna bring you the big, the small, and sometimes the very, very weird. Maybe all of the above. What's our
Oh
first?
wait, uh, Texas Frightmare update as far
Oh
as
yeah,
guests. Alex Winter from The Lost Boys and Bill from Bill and Ted will be
yeah,
there. So
really. But he looks fucking weird now.
yeah, I know he directs a lot of like them kind of like conspiracy type. I know he had a documentary on like the dark web and he does like
Alex Winter did?
yeah, he does like that kind of those kind of documentaries.
I had to bone up on him. He said the magic word. Ah!
Let's see. What are the trailers? I'm all over the place today.
Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear, yes. Based on true events.
Seriously.
All right, synopsis. An oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists, and teens converge in a Georgia forest where a 500-pound black bear goes on a murderous rampage after unintentionally ingesting cocaine.
Sold.
This stars Ray Liotta, rest in peace. Kerry Russell,
Is Ray
Alden.
Liotta dead?
Yeah, he died earlier this year.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Alden Enright, Margot Martindale, and O'Shea Jackson Jr., which he looked like he put on a lot of weight for this role. Isaiah Whitlock Jr. I know he's got to say his line. He says in every movie. He's the guy that always says "shit." This is directed by Elizabeth Banks. A lot of people know her from Pitch Perfect and movies like that.
Yeah, and the last, uh, what the hell was it that she moved, that she directed?
Oh,
Charlie's Angels.
yeah, we're not going to talk about that
Yeah,
movie.
I was like, man, who keeps letting her make movies?
Well, I mean, this is the type of movie I would assume that she would be interested in making at first instead of Charlie's Angels would be just this wild story, Cocaine Bear. I mean, I was sold when I heard the premise of the story.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'll watch it. This is definitely a shot to give her another chance, and I mean, hopefully she pulls it off, but we'll see.
Yeah, I got this trailer. I seen the trailer before, but I got it when I seen the Violent Night in the theater, and it's
Oh
just
yeah.
crazy that I'm in the movie theater watching a trailer for a movie called Cocaine Bear.
I mean, it really can't go wrong, right? It has to be
I
good.
mean, it looks violent, it looks comedic. I like the cast that's in it. The fact that it's based off of true events is just
Yes.
wild. Because I think the story, of course, like we talked about earlier about stuff being embellished. Of course, this is embellished, but
Well, I'm sure.
I think the premise of the original story was a bear actually ingested like keys of cocaine,
Yeah.
and there was a hunt for him, basically to catch him and kill him and open him up and get the keys back. And the fact that they've turned this into a movie is just wild, and I think I'm thinking we're gonna put this on the schedule because
I think we have to.
the
I'm
fact that
definitely watching
the
it.
bear in one scene in the trailer snorts a line off of a severed leg.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm there.
There's a lady in a tree. She's like, bears can't climb trees. And then the other guy's like, yeah, they can.
Yeah, and then the bear
And then it
climbs the tree.
runs up the tree at like 100 miles an hour because it's all high on coke and
Yeah,
ether.
because he sees the guy kind of dusting the cocaine off of him, and the bear's looking at him like, oh, that's where I need to be.
It got a taste.
Uh, where is the release date for this? I should have been better prepared. February 24th.
All right.
Which I'm almost
I'm there.
positive the schedule will be open in February because that is the dump month.
Yeah.
Which I'm predicting that's going to change soon.
Maybe with this movie because like I'm super stoked about this one.
So what is oh, the mean one is our second and final trailer. Let me pull up the synopsis.
This kind
The
of came
mean,
out of nowhere.
yes, this is starring friend of the show David Howard Thornton, Art the Clown.
There you go.
He is the mean one. Of course, they can't say the Grinch.
Yeah.
Okay, the
Not
mean
not
one.
quite open to the public yet.
No. In a sleepy mountain town, Cindy has her parents murdered, and her Christmas stolen by a bloody, thirsty green figure in a red Santa suit, the mean one. But when the ravenous Christmas hating creature begins to terrorize the town and threaten to ruin the holiday, she finds a new purpose trapping and killing the monster. So I'm assuming Cindy's supposed to be Cindy Who
Yeah.
from Whoville.
I'm not
Or
mad at it.
this looks like something I want to put on the schedule because I know Lance will hate the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But it looks right up my alley. It looks like they know what it is, what they're doing. They it's intentionally, they know it's not a great movie that they're
Yeah.
making. It's a wild premise to make a horror movie out of The Grinch.
Looks like Cindy
And
Who don't fuck around.
no, and it looks like she's throwing like an ornament grenade or something. I'm like, this is right up my alley. And we got to support friend of the show, David Howard Thornton.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, and it does the thing that would end most horror movies in 10 minutes. She's armed.
Yeah, it looks like there's a montage of her working out, getting ready,
Yeah, montage. That's what I'm talking about.
and
Better be straight up 80s style.
she is played by Crystal Martin. So Crystal Martin going up against David Howard Thornton. Now I know it's getting a limited theater run. I believe on the 15th of this month.
Okay.
But I think I'm hoping it'll be released VOD before Christmas because it'll be a shame if it
Yeah.
got released sometime like in January or something.
Yeah, this seems like it would be something that would kill on Netflix.
Yeah. So I'm here for it. Cocaine Bear and the Mean One.
All right. Some pretty good trailers.
I was gonna throw in the new Guardians trailer and the new Indiana Jones trailer, but I think me and Nez will talk about it on Action because those are kind of more fitting for that one. But we had to talk about Cocaine Bear, so
Well, hopefully those will be awesome too. We'll we'll wait and see. It's gonna be tough
yeah,
to
my
gonna be tough
wife's
on the Indiana Jones front.
my wife's a little down on the Guardians one.
Really?
Yeah, because
I haven't watched it.
she's kind of basic. I you haven't seen the trailer. I won't spoil it, but she's basically they made me cry in Black Panther. Now they're gonna make me cry in Guardians.
Ah,
That's what she got out of it.
I
She's
got you.
just kind of over crying in the movie theater. So
Well, less Guardians now.
yeah, I told her you're really gonna cry from what I heard about the Guardians because it might be more than one Guardian dying. So
Well, damn it. Take Chris Pratt out too.
I heard Batista is kind of saying he's getting too old to play the character.
Hmm.
Kind of him having to stay in that shape and putting the makeup on because his makeup is full body. So
Yeah.
he's just kind of getting up there in age and kind of wants to do different things with his acting career. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's one or one of two characters that gets killed off.
Ooh, man. I like his too. All
But
right.
you know, he's already done his character's already done what it needed to do. He avenged his family's death and saved the galaxy. So
Yeah, and honestly, at this point with Marvel, it's like I mean, they can keep bringing out sequels, but I don't I don't know that everybody's there for it.
yeah, and this is James Gunn's last MCU movie because he's the head of DC now. So
Oh yeah, that's right. All right. Well, maybe we'll have a cool DC universe coming up.
yeah, and I'm a little iffy about Indy. It is great to see him back, but he really does look like he's 80 years old in some of the scenes. So
Yeah, he is.
does have Hannibal, Mads Mikkelsen as the villain. So I do like that.
Good villain.
But we'll talk about that on Action. So
All right. Well, on to listener feedback. This week the podcast spotlight shines on cinema degeneration. Here at the Cinema Degeneration Network, we bring you a variety of shows dedicated to specific genres and topics, including horror, grindhouse, foreign, and independent films, including others that are near and dear to us. Every show will have a special co-host, and we'll discuss and reminisce about a movie or two. Sounds like a good plan.
thanks.
CJ Ducote posted thought this group would like this and posted a trailer for Hazard Jack. Did you watch that one?
I have no idea what that is.
I don't either, but I'll totally check it out. Hazard Jack, man, that sounds good. Kind of like Simple Jack. Nick Opolowski. I'm sorry, dude. Apolowski, something along those lines. Hey, I'm Nick, and can you review a classic movie for me, please?
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, which one?
yeah, classic horror, man. We're on it. We probably already done it, but
Yeah, I don't know if this is the person Lance was asking me, because Lance's memory is kind of shoddy.
yeah,
Because Lance asked me if we did the Scream movies, and I said we've done all the Scream movies.
yeah.
But that might have been one that got taken down that we have to re-upload. So
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So check the website. We've probably got quite a few classic movies there, and
yeah,
I'm sure we'll be reviewing quite a few in the future.
yeah,
That's sort of the set point, right? Is a classic movie and a new movie, and we'll sort of
yeah,
compare and contrast.
yeah. Nick, if you're new to the show, we review the newest movie coming out, and we pair something similar in storyline, tone, whatever the case is. So I think this is episode 341. We've done hundreds of classic, or I can't say they're all classic, but
No, no, they're definitely not all classics, but
yeah. If
some
it
of
if
them
it if we've done it and it's not on there, don't worry. More re-uploads are coming.
for sure. But thanks, Nick. Sorry I couldn't pronounce your last name, buddy. Regarding the Rick and Michonne series, which Lance hopes will be only one season, Stephen Loblad says, it's going to be more than that.
I don't know
uh,
why Lance claims he's not watching any of these Walking Dead series.
yeah, I know. Because we give him shit for it every time.
I mean, it's fine. Somebody's watching them. I guess that Walking Dead finale was like their biggest ratings in like a long time, so somebody's still watching it.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's officially over.
Here it is. Bede versus the Living Dead says, thanks for the share, guys, and we'll be on your show soon.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding the Horror Countdown podcast, Don and Allie says, so the time has come to start looking for guests for season 2 of the Horror Countdown podcast. It's about getting people on board to talk about a top 10 list within the genre, whether it be a theme, genre, decade, franchise, director, or anything in between. If you or someone you know would be interested in doing this, I'd be happy to get something going with you all. Well, I'm sure we'll jump in on that at some point.
Yeah,
Horror Countdown podcast. Don and Ellie's a good guy, man.
yeah. And if you want to get a hold of Don to get on the show or recommend somebody on the show, he's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just type in Don and Ellie.
Yeah. And that's it. Bottom line, folks, we need some more feedback. If you'll email us the feedback to read on the show and include your mailing address, we'll get you a Horror Returns koozie. Just email to the horrorreturns@gmail.com. Or jump in on the Facebook group. That's where most people leave their stuff. The Horror Returns. And our show intro comes from Steve Carlton from the Geeks, as well as all our new logos. And be on the lookout for some more great stuff from Steve. Our original skull artwork comes from Natsulani. So check her out on Instagram. And if you'd like to help the show, please consider becoming a Patreon patron. We'll let you pick the movies for a future show at any amount. And for $5 or more a month, also pick a commentary for a future bonus show. And we now have koozies available. Or what did they call them?
Uh,
There's something
uh,
else that they're called in Australia that sounds awesome. I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember what they're called.
But all patrons will get one for free. And as usual, be patient. Sometimes it takes us a while to get stuff mailed out. If you don't know what a koozie is, it's the thing that the beer can use.
Oh, what are they called?
I don't know. I can't remember. A stubby holder? Is that what it
There you
was?
go. Yeah,
Which sounds way better.
that is
That's
the
what we should have called them.
official name of koozies now.
Get you a stubby holder. And on to our featured attractions. This week we hear the jingle bells ring as we cover some French movie with 3 titles and the new Violent Night. Was it at one point called Silent Night, Violent Night?
No, I think Lance just kind of added the
Okay. I think it's just called Violent Night.
yeah.
But the French movie has a bunch of different titles.
That's how you know it's bad, but
Yeah.
good.
So the French movie that we're going to cover was from 1989 first. I think it's on Deadly Night as Amazon on Amazon. But it's called Dial Code Santa Claus, which is I guess the more direct translation from French.
Hmm.
And it is in French with subtitles.
It also goes by Game Over and Hide and Freak.
Oh, so it's got like 4 titles. Okay. There
Yes.
you go. The synopsis is on Christmas Eve, a resourceful young boy with a terrible mullet has to defend himself and his grandfather from a killer dressed as Santa Claus. Director and writer is Rene Mansour, also known for The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones and A Witch's Way of Love.
I don't know what that second one is, but I did used to watch the first one, the Indiana Jones series.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a series, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
A poster for the film Zorro is visible in Tomas's room. The film is also dedicated to Alain Delon, who played Zorro.
Hmm.
Right. Dial Code Santa Claus, Deadly Night. Ryan,
Game
what's
Over, Hide and Freak.
your
Um, this is a movie I've been meaning for us to do. We were supposed to do it last year, but we had some schedule changes. It's like one of those kind of notorious, so bad it's good type movies that I always hear about. So
Yeah.
I was like, we have to do it at one point, and I have to say, I'm a little let down.
Uh-oh.
I thought the kid was whiny as fuck with his party in the back, business in the front mullet. That I didn't know what was going on because one minute it was kind of like regular, and then the next minute it was like spiked up with gel and
Yeah, and it was like a straight up, like from here back is long and from here forward is short.
yeah.
It was a distinct line.
The kid wakes up and gets in full Rambo gear.
Which was kind of awesome.
Yeah, I dig the montage. He even has a working out montage before he like suits up and puts the camo makeup on and everything. And
Yeah, which is a little creepy for a little kid, but
yeah,
it's French, so they do that kind of shit.
yeah, I dig all that. I see where they're trying to go, but for him to dress like that, he is a kind of a little whiny bitch throughout the movie. And he's supposedly super smart. He knows how to fix things. He knows how to work on engines of cars and computers, or what was a computer back then, because that computer was crazy.
Yeah.
It was very basic for the 80s. But I thought it was going to get like with the guy playing Santa Claus, or the guy that dresses up like Santa Claus and breaks into his house. I thought the guy was going to be a little bit more creepier than they led on to be, because he has that scene where he's dressed up like he's working as a Santa Claus, has kids sitting on his lap, and he's like caressing that little girl's face. And I was like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then she tells him, I don't like your face. And then he smacks the shit out of her.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, okay, this guy's about to get super fucking crazy. And I just felt he was kind of fucking tame when he got to the house and he broke in. When he killed the staff of the house, you didn't really, I don't even think you even saw what happened to him. It was like an off-screen death, and I was a little disappointed with that.
Well,
Um,
this was more of like a kid movie sort of thing, though, I think.
yeah, but it just, they just kind of played off like it was going to be a little bit more than what it was.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just going to be a straight violent Home Alone movie with the sadistic, maybe pedophiles guy dressed up like Santa Claus is trying to
It
kill him.
definitely gave you that impression.
But it just kind of fell flat for me. I think it was mostly the kid was just kind of irritating me. He was just constantly crying, not knowing what to do. Which okay, if you're not knowing what to do, I get it. You're a kid, but don't have all these gadgets and stuff set up like you're about to use them, and then they don't work, and then you start crying.
Yeah.
It,
Well,
it
yeah,
just,
like he had the plastic knife on his ankle
yeah,
the whole goddamn time. Like, what are you gonna do with that?
just I don't know. I was expecting way more because I like I said, I constantly hear about this movie, and I was like, we got to do it. So it's only an hour and a half runtime, and I just kind of found myself getting bored
Oh, for sure.
because I'm just like, okay, yeah, and then there's scenes where it's like he's having another montage setting up traps and setting this up, and I'm like, okay, here we go, and then it's just like some basic shit that I honestly, Home Alone did way better.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
Home
And
Alone
then
was more violent than this movie.
Home Alone was 90s though, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah. So this was before Home Alone, to be fair.
yeah, and
But
that
yeah.
that tells you something that Home Alone was way more because I think Home Alone is way more of a family movie than this movie, but
Yes.
Home Alone was way violent than this
Yes.
movie.
And funnier.
And I
Yeah,
don't know
the
if,
most violent part was when he killed the fucking dog,
yeah,
which I like at that point I had no remorse for the guy at all. Like he needs to die.
yeah. I mean, I didn't feel bad for him when he smacked the kid that told him his face was weird and she
Yeah.
hated his face. I was like, okay, I get it. I mean, you are going to lose your job, but the kid was a little out of line. But then when you violently killed the dog with like a dessert knife or whatever it was, I was like, okay, you need to pay for this. And
Yeah.
it was just fucking weird. And then there was like no motivation. You got no motivation for why he was even there.
Yeah. He was just weird.
Yeah, I mean, he got fired and he decided to go kill his boss's son. Why?
Like I felt like his whole thing was maybe he just wanted to be accepted, but it's like I feel like you're trying to make us feel bad for a guy who just murdered a dog, which I'm not.
Yeah, but
It's
then
not gonna happen.
there's scenes where they kind of just made it seem like there's something wrong with him, like in the beginning where he joins the kids playing throwing snowballs at each other and
Right.
they all see
Yeah.
him and then they take off running.
Yeah.
I'm like, is he like a known weird guy in the neighborhood?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's pedo Peter. Just
If he has like children
stay
running
away
from
from
him like
him.
that, yeah, if he has children running from him like that, how did he get a job as a Santa Claus? Nobody did a background check on this guy, or
This guy probably should have been locked up a long time ago. I
yeah.
imagine he did a whole lot of bad shit and got let out.
But yeah, I was disappointed in this one.
Yeah. I think, maybe had I seen it in 1989 and, spoke French, uh, that probably would have been a big difference for me because then I feel like the nostalgia of this movie, because it is definitely a 1989 movie. Like there's just from the haircut initially, you can tell. And I think the French thing kind of throws me off and it's sort of dated. But It was okay. Like I feel like I would have really liked it back then,
Mm-hmm.
but this is definitely the only time I'm gonna watch it now. Like this one's not making it into my Christmas rotation. So just all right for me at best.
Yeah, and then there was some weird scenes in the movie, like when they're hiding from the Santa Claus, and he takes his grandpa, which he has a grandpa that's diabetic and
Blind.
basically blind.
Yeah.
He takes him and he hides him in this secret underground layer
How
where,
big is this fucking place?
yeah, where his father has hidden his toys and his father's father has hidden his toys for generations. And I'm like, okay, is this leading to something?
Nope.
And then, like you said, how big is this place? You get that weird scene where he runs into that maze.
Yeah, it's like an art gallery that's a maze and he can't
Like,
find his way out. I'm like, you live here.
and then when he finally gets out of there, he runs up the stairs into this creepy ass attic with the desk and a phone.
Which I guess is his mom's office.
I guess
I
because
don't know. It doesn't make sense.
it looks like no one's been there for years, but the phone is brand new.
Mm.
I just, it was just so many weird moments in this movie. I just didn't know what was happening.
Well, and then like sometimes they'll show the outside of the house and it doesn't look like anything special.
Yeah,
And then like he gets stuck in the roof at one point and it looks like this giant fucking medieval castle with all these different buildings and levels and shit.
yeah,
And I'm like, what is happening? None of this shit makes sense.
yeah. Like I said, disappointed. So you want to get into scores?
Yeah. What do you give it?
I'll be fair. It wasn't completely bad. Um, it does end up being more of a kids family friendly movie, I guess. You know, with the exception of the murdering of the dog and a couple of other scenes, it was
Yeah, there's
fairly
like a
tame.
scene where he's walking with a dead dog and the tongue is hanging out, and I'm like, well, that was kind of excessive for a kids movie.
Yeah, and he had time to bury the dog while he's being chased by the Santa Claus. It was kind of
Good
weird.
point.
This movie was weird. The kid's mullet was bad. I did like the montages of him setting up the traps, and earlier him getting dressed in his fatigues and his military gear.
Going
So
shirtless.
yeah, I'll give it a 6.5.
Okay, I think that's being super generous. I'm gonna go 5.5. I think it was worth the watch. You know, I'm glad that I watched it, but I don't have any real desire to watch it ever again. It was at least worth the watch for that one time.
And I'm going to say Lance will probably give this movie a 3
Yeah,
and say, Brian, what the fuck did you have us watch?
yeah, probably that would be right on line with that. Although I'm curious to see what he thinks about the next
Yeah.
one. So we'll move on to Violent Night, our brand new movie. When a group of mercenaries attack the estate of a wealthy family, Santa Claus must step in to save the day and Christmas. Director is Tommy Wirkola, also known for last year's The Trip and Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. Oh, okay.
Enter- Entertaining movies.
Yeah. Writers are Pat Casey and Josh Miller. Had its world premiere showing at New York Comic Con on October 7th, 2022. The saint that Santa Claus was based on, Saint Nicholas, was famous for a fight at the Council of Nicaea.
No idea what that means.
I don't either, but okay. Violent Night. What'd you think about it?
Oh man, I had a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah.
It was, this is my kind of Christmas movie, not the
Yes.
the 30 Christmas movies Lance watches on Hallmark with his wife. I
Fucking
can't
Family Stone. Fuck that movie. I hate
I
it.
can't, I can't get into that stuff. But David Harbour as Santa Claus is perfect. He was
Yes.
born to play this character.
I've never
I
related
like
to Santa Claus more.
I like the portrayal of Santa Claus because I can honestly see him kind of being disgruntled and just like kind of down on Christmas and kids, and kids only, not really spoilers or anything, but when he's getting like Christmas lists for kids, it's just like cash, 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 video games, gift cards,
Yeah.
this is just kids. That's what kids want, and the violence was amazing in this, almost to the point of it being comedic, which just added a nice touch to the movie. I, for some reason, I don't know why this is the second movie that's come out this year that I didn't know John Leguizamo was in. For some reason, I just might have just spaced it because I think it was The Menu. I was like, I didn't know
Yeah.
John Leguizamo was in The Menu, and I've seen this trailer for this movie, and he's in the trailer, but somehow I just forgot, and I kind of liked him as the bad guy. He was just kind of hamming it up, and then
Yeah,
you
he
had
pulled it off.
even his little henchmen were just kind of hamming it up at times, and there was some Home Alone stuff in here that was way better than Dial Code, Santa Claus, Game Over,
Sure.
Deadly Games.
Yeah.
I thought
There was some Home Alone stuff in here that might have been better than Home Alone.
yeah, the little girl was sometimes I'm down on child actors, but she was pretty good in it. She
Yeah, I
played the
didn't have an
cute.
issue with her.
She played the cute. I still believe in Santa Claus. Santa Claus, you got to help us roll real well.
Yeah. And
Uh,
it's the cute little girls that sometimes they ham the shit out of that. Lulu, I'm looking at you. And
oh, Lulu.
and this girl didn't do it. I thought she did okay.
Yeah, Beverly D'Angelo from the Vacation movies as the
Yeah.
main. Yeah, she is amazing as this businesswoman, head of the family bitch that does not care about anything.
Yeah.
Um,
Although you're kind of
everybody,
waiting for the whole family to die, really.
yeah. Everybody else was fine. I thought the one kid was hilarious.
Yeah.
The other grandkid, the
The
one that was
teenage
constantly,
kid.
yeah, he was constantly live streaming, and
Yeah.
he even had. I took my family to see this. He had my daughter like rolling her eyes because he was like, this guy is like super extra, and I was, which I
Whatever, like she doesn't know 50 people like that.
yeah, that's she was telling me. She was like, he reminded me of my friend. He does this kind of stuff all the time, and it's like, she was like, it's really cringy.
Yep.
And I kind of got in a little trouble because my wife was like, you told me this was a family friendly Christmas movie, and I was like, it is. It's just super violent and
Yeah.
it's cuss words, but it has a good message at the end, and it's Christmas, so
Oh, this. Well, I'll. You know what? I'll go ahead and say it. This is going to be on my Christmas rotation right now.
yeah,
Like, I'm
definitely.
definitely showing my kids this one. My daughter's real into horror movies. Nobody watched it with me, but as soon as it comes out streaming, everybody's watching it for sure.
Yeah. But overall, I had a lot of fun with this. I think this met or if not exceeded my expectations for the movie. I just overall had just a good time. There was a little lull in the middle
Yeah.
because you needed some explanation on Santa Claus's backstory, and there was some family stuff in there, which was fine. I mean, I did kind of get to the point where, come on, let's get back to the murdering, and
Yeah.
but it you needed it to kind of just explain things, and actually some of the especially on Santa Claus's background, I thought was super cool,
Yeah.
and
I think.
it didn't really bother me, and I had a lot of fun with this one.
Matter of fact, I kind of wish that they had explained it a little more. You know,
Yeah.
his background stuff, like how he became Santa from being, well, I
Yeah, they say who he is, but they never
yeah,
said how he went from here to here.
yeah. And but really, it's what you see in the trailer is what you get. And they had a couple of opportunities to throw in some twists if they wanted to. And like when I saw them sort of coming, I was like, oh, please don't. And they didn't. It just stayed true to the story. It was disgruntled Santa who was tired and fed up with his job, and I like ended up in this situation and kicked a bunch of ass and got his Christmas spirit back. That's the name of the game. That's what you get. And David Harbour could not have been more perfect for this role. Um, I loved it. I loved every second of it. Yeah, I guess there was kind of a lull there in the middle a little bit, and I maybe I wanted Santa to be a little more badass than he ended up being. But
Mm.
I mean, there's that scene. There's that one scene where he kills a lot of people, and it's
Yes.
fantastic. That was when Santa gets his groove back. um, yeah, I say let's go to spoilers on this one. A
No.
good movie, man. Oh yeah, let's do scores first. What do you think?
Some people might come at me for this one, but I have to give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, dude.
I was fucking entertained. I only take off that one point because of that kind of, like we said, that lull in the middle.
Well, and it's a dumb movie. Let's be real.
Yeah. And they, like I said before, they needed to kind of explain this situation and that situation. So there's of course, this is not John Wick. There's not going to be action, 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 throughout the
Yeah,
whole movie. So, and it, like you said, it's a Christmas movie. It's a silly premise. It's Santa Claus murdering people. So
yeah,
nothing. David Harbour was born to play this character, and I like that he gets to do these roles because he's like a serious actor. Like
hmm,
before he did Stranger Things, and he was like, I think, a theater actor and stuff like that.
oh, that makes sense.
So for him to get to play Hopper in Stranger Things and even Hellboy, which
Yeah,
was not a great movie,
yeah,
um, he really has fun doing these roles, and you could tell he had a blast playing Santa Claus. So
yeah. Was he born for Hellboy? Probably not, but this one for sure.
yeah, and if he wants to come back and do Violent Night too, I'm there for it next Christmas.
Hell yeah. Because I mean, how hard can it be to make another one of these? As long as you stick to the premise and just don't try to deviate too much, which is what I was really concerned that they were going to do.
Mhm.
They didn't, and I was happy with it. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 too, man. This was
Nice.
a lot of fun. I just had a really really good time with this one. I mean, it's no Elf, but it might be right up there, dude. This is going on my Christmas watch list every year.
All right.
It's right up there with Home Alone, I think.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's do it.
um, the backstory on Santa Claus being this fucking ruthless, badass Viking warrior that
Yeah.
was a complete, like how he said, would have been number one on the naughty list.
Yeah.
I wanted more of that. I wanted, how did you go from being like probably, as he described, the worst person ever to Santa Claus?
That's where I was worried in his fight against John Leguizamo, which was a pretty good fight, and I
Yeah.
love the way that it ended. He did his magic to go up the chimney and was hanging on to John Leguizamo,
Oh, that was great.
and it just tore him to shreds because he couldn't, magically dust up there. It was great. Like
uh,
showed it and everything. There was just blood spewing everywhere.
uh,
Um,
we brought up Home Alone. The little girl had a great Home Alone scene because they set it up as her shit was just so basic that the people, the henchmen were kind of like, okay, you got to do a little bit better than that. But as it went on, it was super fucking violent. I know everybody
Yeah.
in my theater was not screamed, but was just kind of in pain with the guy that
Oh
fell
yeah.
down the ladder and the nail went through his bottom of his chin.
Well, yeah, because he was like the bad guy that you hated the least.
Yeah. Just every my I think that kind of added to my enjoyment. My theater crowd was also into the movie.
Mhm.
Just kind of like everybody, when somebody was getting hit or killed or something, everybody was like, oh, ooh, ah, just kind of.
Yeah, creative
But
kills, man.
yeah, love that he like you brought up earlier, the montage of him murdering everybody with the sledgehammer,
That was fantastic. Well,
which
that's where I was going with that. I think that like in his fight with John Leguizamo, I was like, "Oh no, did he kill Santa Claus and that's how he became Santa Claus? Is that what we're going to see here?" Because I don't want any redemption for this asshole.
oh, you don't want John Leguizamo as Santa Claus?
No. I wanted that motherfucker to die. But I bet you that's an idea that they toss around.
And I just and I brought up before the lulls of explaining this story and that story, but I like that they didn't really go into other things like Christmas magic, because he was just like, it works, and I don't know how. I still
Yeah.
don't know how after all these years. It just works.
Yeah.
And I was laughing at every time somebody would reach in the sack of gifts, they just kept pulling out video games. Like, that's all that was in there.
That sounds about right.
And I totally feel him on the holidays, the drinking.
Yeah. He's like, the good stuff.
Yes. And that looked like an expensive bottle too.
Well, yeah, he was in super rich people's houses, hanging out in the massage chair.
I thought the family dynamic was interesting enough. It was funny because you had everybody kind of going after the money, sucking up to the mom.
Mm.
I think the character I thought was probably the funniest was the sister's. I don't know if it was her husband or her boyfriend, the guy
Yeah.
that was supposed to be like a B movie action star or something.
Yeah. He was great. I'm glad he was in the movie. I mean, I'm glad he got killed too. I like
Yeah.
he got mowed down, and I was like, "Oh, all right, I knew it was coming."
I probably the character I probably hated the most was the girl's father. I thought he was a kind of a pussy throughout the movie.
Sort of Weasley, huh?
Yeah. At one point I kind of leaned over to my wife and I was like, he's involved.
Yeah,
But then it was revealed he was involved in his own little scheme. And I was like, okay, you're still kind of a weasel. But then it was revealed that he was kind of doing it for his family to get out underneath his mother, who's controlling everything. Which I laughed at the mom when she found out. She was like, basically, I respect that. Good job, son. That's
yeah.
how I got where I got.
Well, that's how that family works.
But yeah, this is not really too much to spoil. This movie was
Yeah, that's
Christmas action.
it's
Just
really it. That's it. It
yeah.
is what it is, and it was. They had a lot of fun doing it, and I had a lot of fun watching it.
Hmm. A great use of Christmas decorations and murdering people.
Yeah,
There was
the
some Home
star in
Alone.
the eye, I
Yeah,
thought was pretty good on its own, and then
and
when
then
he flicked it in, and the
yeah,
guy caught fire, that was great.
and he's just kind of fanning the smoke, and he's just like, oof, oof, and
Yeah,
he's still fanning.
and then the part from the trailer when he like stuffs the grenade in the guy's clothes, and he like runs off, and he's like, I gotta watch, and he turns and watches him blow up.
I didn't hear. I don't know if I missed it, but I didn't hear him say the line in the trailer where he hits somebody and he says seasons beatings.
Yeah, no, I don't think I saw that either. Maybe that was just a trailer line.
Yeah.
Something they tried out. But he did have a few pretty good one-liners in there, I think.
And I just like Santa. I like this ruthless version of Santa Claus. You know, the one female henchman, he could have just killed her regularly, but you know, he went to smash her head in, and he had to say naughty, which she deserved it. She tried to murder a child, so.
And then I think it was after that guy blew up, and he was like, "Oh, holy shit, that was cool."
Yeah, if you're not convinced by now, then I don't know what you want in a Christmas action movie.
Yeah,
Fat
if you don't like the trailer, maybe this movie's not for you. But if you like the trailer, that's what the movie is.
like the one that I was gonna pair with this one was Fat Man with Mel Gibson,
Hmm.
but
Oh yeah,
this one is 10 times better than that one.
yeah.
They're, if you like action, comedy, Christmas, just all that is just rolled into one fun
Well,
movie.
there actually was a whole lot of similarities between these two movies, so I think you paired them right. From this obscure ass fucking movie that I've never heard of before.
Yeah. And there was a good Christmas message at the end of the movie. So
Yeah, even although I really thought Grandma was gonna die by the end of it. Um,
oh, she was primed to die.
yeah, but even she was a believer by the end.
Yeah.
Stayed alive somehow.
So I think that's it for spoilers. Go fucking watch this movie.
Hell yeah, 9 out of 10. What do you think Lance would have given this one?
Oh, it's that's see this kind of movie's hard.
I know, right? He could have either really loved it or really hated it. There's no in the middle.
I see he could have had a lot of fun with it, or it could have offended his Christmas sensibility somehow. So, but I'm gonna say Lance had a lot of fun with this and gave it a 7.5,
Pretty good. All
which
right, so
is
Lance
like
scores 7.5.
a 9.5
It has been
regular score.
written. All right. Well, I guess that's it for this episode. As always, we want to thank you for listening to another episode of The Horror Returns. We'd love to hear your feedback and ideas. And you can always reach us at thehorrorreturns@gmail.com or find us at www.thehorrorreturns.com. And follow our social media links from there, as well as hear the latest episode of the show. Also, look for us on iTunes and everywhere else, including YouTube now. We've got various
Yes.
rudimentary videos being popped up. So,
Hey, everybody starts somewhere.
yeah, maybe they'll get better production quality at some point. We'll see. And if you like what you hear, please rate us and review us and give us a like. Next week, more Christmas cheer as we discuss 1980s Christmas Evil and the brand new Christmas Bloody Christmas.
Which I seen the trailer in the theater, and Christmas Bloody Christmas could be neither a lot of fucking fun or a really stupid movie.
As long as it's not Black Christmas, I think we're okay.
No. But we all know who will be watching that this Christmas.
So until the horror returns again.
Right. Good night.
All right.
All right, good show.